I'm David Sack, the Commissioner of 84 Loco. I wanted to put a video series together where I could detail some of the rules for our leagues because the league is massive and the bylaws are even more than massive. And this league is 2 or 3 times more stuff going on in it than 83 had, and they constantly gave me grief over my Bible, that is what they called my bylaws. So I thought I would take the matters in my own hands and try to make it as easy for you guys to keep up with things as I could. I'm going to go over most of the important details here in short video clips to make sure you guys have absolutely no excuse to not have any clue what's going on with various things. I still encourage you to try to read through the bylaws if possible, but I made them pretty easy to sort through on the site and with these videos. Hopefully everybody can keep up with things. So we're going to jump right in at the beginning. Very first thing, took this big cue from Scott Fish, my best interest clause. I did everything I could to explain as much of this league as possible, hence these painful and ridiculously long bylaws. I'm working on creating YouTube videos right here that will cover most of these. You can watch those to help explain. I have video links here to my informational series and my introduction to the league playlist. Those are still kind of under construction, so depending on when you watch this video, they may not be finished yet. This is a crazy, monstrous conglomeration of already complex leagues that really take a lot of chances. Because this is such a unique style of league, we may encounter some unexpected hiccups along the way. If when these situations arise, the Commissioner will determine the best course of action via note or executive decision. Should circumstances, issues, or problems arise for which a remedy is not stated in these bylaws, the Commissioner reserves the right to take whatever actions he deems necessary in the best interest of the league and its members. All unscripted actions taken will be with the purpose of maintaining a fair, fun, and honest play. Please bear with me as we make this league unique and fun. I have a note here that says, listen, we really have 2 major rules, and that's this. Don't be a dick. The only other rule you really need to worry about is be actively contributing to make this the best league of all time. Outside of those 2 things, I'm really happy to answer any questions you guys have. There's no way I'm going to pull this league off by myself. I really need everybody that's in the league to be contributing in some way. Being the commissioner that has to go chase down league fees and check in with you to see if you're still around, having owners that just don't answer trade proposals, that's not going to cut it in this league. The only way you're going to make it in this league is if you're active, you're plugged into the league Discord, you're chatting, doing something to make this league the best league imaginable. So really, if you can't do those things, you can stop watching these videos now because this league's just not for you. I have a link because on the mobile device, the way I ended up doing the bylaws, I had to do iframes from Google Docs. Makes it a lot easier for me to update things instead of having to go in and edit the code on MFL. But the iframes really didn't work on mobile devices very well. So I include a link here so that you can access the entire bylaws straight from the Google Docs if you're on a mobile phone. That's going to be the way you want to see it. So the first page of the bylaws, I actually made a TLDR. A too long didn't read. It's a huge wall of text trying to cover as many of the most important details as possible. This is just a one shot of the league. First of all, there's 90 teams in this league. There's 9 copies of each player, so the depth is basically like a 10-team league. We have a full NFL league and a full NCAA league combined in this league. It's a Devy league where you keep all players from your NCAA team as they move into the NFL. It's called a Campus to Canton League, and really it's my favorite style of league. With this format, I've set it up so that I own just a single NCAA team or a single NFL team. Maybe you're really into NFL fantasy, but you're not really into NCAA yet. I did set it up so that you can own a team on either side of the league instead of both. Obviously, we'd prefer that you own both. If you do decide to own a single team on either side, the cost before the startup will be... I stumbled all over my words when I tried to read this part. The wall of text here that I'm reading from hasn't actually been updated yet with the payouts. I'm still finishing what I want to do for the buy-ins with everything. I'll update that when I get to that part of the video. Carry on. The extra fee is to cover the second year. This is a big, crazy league. It's not something I really want to be replacing owners straight out of the get-go. I don't want half the league to leave. So we're asking all teams to cover the first 2 years of membership fees. We do intend to have some traveling trophies. I have a link here for the payouts, all of the ways the money will be used. We have really big pots. We have bankroll payouts in some of our things. This is a bankroll league. All drafts will be auction and league currency that we'll keep from event to event until you use it. We have a redonkulous amount of other fun ways you can use this bankroll. Again, this is not a good league if you're a casual dynasty football player. I have that in big, bold red letters to stand out. I've added every way I could think of to give you a way to compete for something at all times. We have an activity tracker that will rate contribution to the league. If you're inactive without good reason, this includes continuously letting trades expire or never checking in the league chat, you could lose your spot in the league. If you make too many mistakes along those lines of inactivity, we have bankroll fines that we will levy for you. And if those mistakes continue, or if we continue to have to keep reminding you of deadlines, you will be fined real money. Again, these are just a quick shot through the rules of everything important. Follow through, you'll get the details on all this a little bit more later on. But on the flip side of that, if you are actively contributing to the league, you can actually earn additional bankroll and even hard actual cash. This includes if you're helping me with images, if you can create a weekly newsletter or possibly a podcast, any of these video type things. I just want to have a lot of really awesome things going on in this league, and I actually worked in some payouts for the people who contribute the most to those. This is a promotion and relegation league, so the best teams will move up and the bad teams will drop to the bottom of the league. Starting lineups will be a hybrid best ball system. That means instead of just a league where you have 50 players or whatever on your starting in your roster, and the MFL sets the best lineup out of those 50 players, what will actually happen is if we had 50 players, we'd have like 30 players on taxi, and the active roster would be 20 players. Each week you'd go through and set your taxi squad, which would actually be setting your starting lineup, and you'd move the 20 players that you want to have into the active roster, and my fantasy league would set the roster based on those 20 players. So it's still kind of setting a lineup. You can go ahead and sub him out if it's like a Thursday night game and he's a late inactive or something like that. You can get him out. You will be obligated to make roster moves each week. That's what this means. If there are parts of these bylaws you don't understand, ask. But again, this league is not for everybody. The NCAA is designed to reflect real life. The best teams will have more assets to recruit the best players. This is not a situation where the worst NFL team gets the best Devy pick on the NCAA side. The NCAA is set up to be just like real life. Alabama wins championship after championship. If you're one of the strongest teams in the NCAA, you will continue to be able to recruit the top Devies every year. So really, you need to be working to compete on both sides of the league at all times. We also are superhero themed, Marvel and DC. So we have some tournaments that have superpower aspects where you can affect the outcome of your games with these superpowers. If any of this sounds like too much for you, thanks for reading. Thanks for watching in this case. No hard feelings. Enjoy your normal leagues. If this madness does, however, sound fun to you, boy, oh boy, do we have the league you've been looking for. And as the song says, for those about to rock, we salute you. I don't want to make these videos too long, so I'm going to stop there. The next video, we will cover some of the thank yous. I wanted to give special thanks to some commissioners that have inspired things about this league and touch a little bit more on my commissioner style. But again, that's for another video. Thanks for checking in, guys.